Hello world. So as you can see, beautiful scenery, beautiful day, beautiful everything. Total different tune than last night, but that's okay. You know, the Lord takes us to different paths and different places. Today I just want to share something. The Lord's been putting on my heart today is just the verse Joshua 1:9. And I couldn't remember exactly what it was talking about. And then I looked it up, and it turns out it is the be strong and courageous, do not be afraid verse. How perfectly awesome is that? Really, really exciting. So I just really wanted to share that verse and have that kind of on your mind, you know? Think about it, like a lot of times, you know, like when times come, like last night for me, but maybe a different night for you or a different day, whatever comes of it, you know? It's really a good verse to think about. Like, be strong and be courageous. Do not be afraid. The Lord does not want us to be afraid. He wants us to have fun. He wants us to love life. He wants us to live freely and fully and full freedom. And just, you know, live in the moment, honestly. It's so amazing. Like, how gorgeous is this day, you know? How gorgeous is it? How gorgeous is it just to be out here taking some time and just reveling in the Lord's glory, you know? I feel really blessed right now that I have the freedom. I miss having a real job. Not saying Instacart isn't a real job, but it's a temporary thing for me, for sure. For some people, it might be a long term. But for me, for sure, it is definitely temporary until I see where the Lord directs me next. But, yeah, I'm super excited. I'm really enjoying what the Lord is taking me. And it's just so cool that, like, He can take me from where I was last night and just give me complete freedom and release and able to share it with you guys, and then find out it is really well received and it was very openly and honestly accepted, you know? And that's such a different place than I've been in the past with people around me. But I'm just so excited that I get to share in this beautiful nature with you guys for a moment and really just enjoy, you know, who God is, who we are, you know, and what all He's created for us. This is living out Genesis, you know, living out God's creation. He created the sun and the moon and the water and, you know, the trees and the sky and the clouds. I mean, He created it all. Like, how amazing is our God, you know? And just think about Joshua 1:9, you know? Be strong and courageous. Even in the face of sometimes the mightiest battles that might seem like at the moment, you know, it's okay. We can still be strong and courageous and lean upon God. I definitely felt like last night as I was sharing and afterwards, I just told God that, you know, just hold me. Just hold me, God, because I felt His arms around me. Sometimes I wish He really wasn't a physical presence and I actually could, like, totally feel Him, you know? But the spiritual sense is okay, too. But yeah, just really relish in who the Lord is and how good He is, and that we shouldn't be, you know, we shouldn't be afraid. We shouldn't be living in that fear center. There are people who are not going to understand us, and then there are people who are going to welcome us and really understand us and really get us, and those are people you want to keep around, you know? Our journeys are our own. Our pain is no more than our next door neighbors. It might look different, it might feel different, but it's no more greater, and it's honestly no more less. Let those that want to throw stones accuse, you know, let them do it. Turn the other cheek. I think that's what that comes into, is the fact, like, let them throw their stones, because when you have Jesus by your side, those stones just kind of flick off, you know? They're aimed at you, but they don't really hit you. And I've let a lot of stones hit me throughout my life, and I think it's time just to let them roll off, you know? Let what people said just be done and over with, you know? I honestly feel like with God, anything is possible. And honestly, yeah, be strong and be courageous and do not be afraid. Do not live your life in fear. Do not live your life in a state of mind where it's getting through the next day. Live it to the fullest. Live it where you can just go out and enjoy nature, where you can go out and be yourself, where people accept you, you know? It's so easy to just want to yearn for those places that people accept you. But make yourself acceptable. You know, people aren't going to accept you if you can't even accept yourself. Look deep inside yourself. Who are you? How does Jesus see you? And then learn how to live in that. I could say that I've been many different people and I've been in many different places, but I can say that this is the best place I've been so far. So deep in love with Jesus, so surrounded by loved ones, and people that really care about me and really honor me and my story and everything, you know? Those are the people you want around. That's the people you want to build you up and help you to be the daughter, the kingdom child, you know, for Jesus. And another thing I've been thinking about is the fact that, yeah, I've gone through things, and in a sense, I am a trauma child. And that might sound like a weird word, but it's something I've really finding that I need to own, is that, yeah, I've been through things. I know trauma well. You know, I am a trauma child. But I'm not a trauma child itself. I'm a trauma child with Jesus. And therefore, that makes me into a kingdom child. So, no, I'm not just sitting on the throne of trauma and fear and worry and concern and hopelessness. That instead, that chair has been elevated into a throne beside God, you know. I'm a kingdom child. You are a kingdom child, you know. We're all kingdom children, walking different paths, amazing, glorious paths. And it's just so cool that the Lord gets to take us on these journeys and that we get to go on them together, you know. I'm just so excited to see what the Lord has in the next, even the next few hours, you know. Like, I couldn't find any more orders right now. Like, there's absolutely nothing. So I instead was like, well, I could take my dog around the neighborhood, or I could take her for a walk. So I took her for a walk, and look where I am. It's gorgeous. And I get to feel Jesus right here beside me and inside of me. And I get to share it with you guys, because that's what's important, you know? I could sit in my room and do a video, or I could stand right here, or sit here on this rock by this beautiful water, and really get to share it with you guys. So if you can't go out into nature today, I bring nature to you. I talked to one guy at a gas station, and he's like, I can't go outside, so enjoy it for me. And I was like, will do. I have yet to learn how to fully live out the kingdom, yes. But making small talk and conversations with people is a huge step for me, and I'm super excited to see where the Lord's going to lead in that. I've met so many amazing people just in the short time I've been out and about today, doing my job and being out and about, you know. I've met so many amazing people, and I can't wait till the Lord is like, okay, you met all these amazing people, now let's go to the next step. But for now, I get to say hello, I get to be genuine, I get to be honest and compassionate and considerate, and even joke around a little bit with these strangers. And that's pretty cool, because when I was just on that trauma seat, I was angry, I was lost, and I was anxious, which made me angry. And all of that, I think someone wants to say hi, and all of that basically led me into this awful place where no one wanted to talk to me. I didn't want to talk to anybody, and it was just like, you know, get out of my face kind of thing. All right. Someone wants to steal the show. But that's okay, you know? That's where I was. And I have to learn how to own and accept that that is where I was, and that's okay. And slowly I'll figure that out, you know? But I've been elevated. I've been elevated to be a kingdom child now. I am His and His alone. And that is just the most glorious, amazing thought. And I got so many great conversations with people today. And yeah, that guy can't go outside, but you know what? I can bring outside to you guys who can't go out. And I can live outside right now and enjoy this beautiful weather and enjoy this beautiful atmosphere and scenery while if you guys are stuck inside, I can enjoy it for you. But I really want you guys to really live in the moment, to really think and sit deep into the be strong and courageous. Really look into Joshua 1:9. It's more than just, oh, she's ornery. It's more than just a simple, you know, be strong and be courageous in the moment. It's be strong and be courageous every day. Because we face battles that we don't even know are coming, you know? We face battles in the moment, spiritual battles. Sometimes I'm in a place and I sense definitely a spiritual disruption. And that, I don't know what's going on per se. I don't always see it, but I definitely feel it. And there's those going on as well, you know? And, but yeah. So be strong, be courageous, and do not be afraid. Why do we need fear when we have a Lord who loves us and is going to fight for us? He's always protected my heart. He's always protected me. She is ornery. But he's always protected me, you know? He's always been there for me. Like, even after, no matter what I go through, at the end of the day, I remain just as innocent and wonder-filled and childlike as I was before. And that's something he's always kept for me. And people think I don't know nothing or not even lived in the world. And I kind of was raised beneath a rock, you know? That's kind of a little silly joke of mine. It is true. But I've also been there, done there kind of girl. And I've seen the world. I've seen a lot of the world I don't like to see, you know? But that doesn't mean that I get to take that with me every time when I go to sleep, you know? I leave it at the doorstep, and I bring Jesus. And then he brings back that wonder, that thrill, that excitement. I mean, every time I went to a new city, it was just like, I felt like a child, like in a candy store. Like, oh, look at those skyscrapers. Oh, look at that, you know. Get the camera out, like, kind of thing. And that's just kind of who God made me to be, you know. It didn't matter what I went through. It didn't matter if I was in that trauma seat, you know. Because the Lord had always elevated me to the kingdom child. He'd always elevated me to the kingdom. It took me a while to see it. But he always took me from that and placed me right back underneath that rock. 2 point, you know, and always kept me in that innocence place, always kept me in that wonder-filled childlike state. And he's always protected me, like I said, like, he's just such an amazing God. And I know that he protects all you guys, and I know that he's taking care of you. Even when you don't even see it, you know, he's right there. I don't want this post to go long, and I don't want to waste the day because it is glorious, and my dog is getting a little antsy. But I just wanted to share this with you, and I wanted to share Joshua 1:9, because I haven't shared scripture in a little while, and I feel like I've shared a lot of hard things and some joy-filled moments. So I really like to do that. So Joshua 1:9, amazing verse. Definitely dig deep into it. You are not just a kingdom child. You are much, much more than that. But that's where you're elevated, you know? You are elevated kingdom child, living out the kingdom for him and him alone. And you're not just in a trauma seat, if that's where you are. And you're not just facing that, you know, that's not all you're going to be. God will elevate that. And I think that's just such an amazing thought. I love that image that the Lord just put in my mind of that idea of that tiny little chair. And the Lord's like, I got something. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that cartoon. That's another one that really rings true. Where there's the picture of Jesus, and he's got a really huge teddy bear behind his back. But the little girl doesn't want to give up the little tiny teddy bear in her arms. And Jesus is like, I got something better for you, daughter. And I have that image in my mind right now, and most every day I try to keep that because it's true, you know. Right now, they're at that small little chair, that little Goldilocks chair, you know, too small kind of thing, and that's your trauma seat. But God's gonna say, give that to me, daughter, give that to me, son, and he'll hand you a bigger, glorious, enthroned chair and set you high up on the kingdom. And that's where you need to be, and that's where you belong. Not down here. Not down here, way up there. So Joshua 1:9, I love you, world. And I hope that you enjoy this beautiful day. And if not, I brought it to your doorstep. All right, love you, world. Virtual hugs. Bye.